What if the only sympathetic character in Cinderella was the ugly stepsister? That's the vibe I'm getting from a wild Slavic version called The Wonderful Birch Tree. This is Oops All Cinderellas, a series where I, Liz, am sharing as many of the world's Cinderella folktales as I can, even the ones I hated. So a witch transforms Cinderella's mom into a sheep, then transforms herself to look like Cinderella's mom and take over her life like you do. She promptly has Sheep Mom killed, Cinderella buries the bones of Sheep Mom, and a beautiful birch tree grows from the grave, which gives Cinderella everything she could need, including doing her chores, giving her clothes, yada yada yada. Meanwhile, the witch and Cindy's dad have a child together, Cinderella's half-sister. The sisters attend all 3 nights of the King's Festival, where Cinderella gets to sit next to the prince, and where her sister has to dive under the table to eat the discarded bones. And each night the prince kicks the poor sister under the table, thinking she's the dog, which doesn't justify it. And he kicks her so hard he first breaks her arm, then her foot, and on the 3rd night he kicks her eye out. Despite those many horrifying setbacks, the witch tries to fool the prince by further mutilating her daughter's body to fit in the shoes and the ring and the tiara that Cinderella dropped at each festival. When the prince transports the disguised sister home, Cindy jumps into his carriage and she's like, "You're letting that bitch steal my jewelry?" Reunited with Cinderella, the prince throws the sister out of the carriage and across the river, where they ride over her body to the other side. The sister prays that a hemlock tree will grow from her body so that her mother might recognize her. But the witch does not recognize her until she starts trying to cut down the hemlock tree and the tree daughter cries out in pain. People, we still got 25% of a story left. The witch learns that Cinderella and the prince bear a child, so she transforms Cinderella into a reindeer, but like a Selkie reindeer where she can remove her skin. When the prince learns what's going on, he captures Cinderella and discards her reindeer skin into the fire, thinking she'll remain human. Instead, Cinderella transforms into a bunch of different random objects in a row, and every time the prince throws that object into the fire, which seems to me like he's just gonna end up killing Cinderella, but it works at some point and she stays human. Good for them. The witch and her daughter escape punishment by running away, and I for one hope the witch's daughter just kept running after her mom stopped, cause that poor kid needs a fucking break. So which fairy tale villain do you tend to sympathize with the most? Let me know in the comments, and like and follow for more bizarre fairy tales.